Hi guys, welcome back. This is 11 Minutes with Felicity with another great inspirational video. I have here an amazing lady from Sedona. Her name is Alejandra. Welcome, Alejandra.
Thank you, Felicity. Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Great. Alejandra amazed me with her story, and she's a Feng Shui specialist. I really want to do more videos with her because I think her work is great and very inspirational.
Thank
So
you.
Alejandra, please tell us what is Feng Shui and how did you get to know this art? Because for me it's an art.
It is. It is. I think that that's the proper way to describe it. So Feng Shui, very simply, is Feng is actually wind, Shui is water. So Feng Shui is the balance of wind and water in your environment to try and create the most harmonious living conditions for you as possible. I like to say it's, and my teacher, my grandmaster taught me, it's like taking the same ingredients that you need to make a cake. You can also make cupcakes, right? So you can make two different things out of the same ingredients. So we just try and use the ingredients in your home, your things, your surroundings, and the energy in your home to create the most harmonious and balanced environment and one that supports you. So, and I'm also an interior designer, so I combine both. So I combine my design background with the energy of Feng Shui now so that I can really transform people's homes and people's lives, because I'm in your space, so I do transform the way you live. And Feng Shui kind of found me. So I had a friend, a very dear friend, who was hiring a Feng Shui teacher, and I'd already been interested in it. I had started reading about it and just kind of dabbling in it a little bit, started playing with crystals outside in the garden with my plants, and it was amazing what was happening to my plants. And a friend of mine asked me if I wanted to hire a consultant along with her. So I said, sure. So she came to my house, and within the first 10 minutes of being in my house, the consultant said, you're gonna be doing this for a living. And I remember looking at her and going, lady, you're super expensive. TikTok, just tell me what I need to do, because there's so much that needs to be done in my own home. And so she did. I followed her advice. I did what she said. And the change in our own home was astounding. I mean, it completely changed. My husband, who wanted nothing to do with any of this, within a month was like, wow, what do you want to work on next? So that says a lot. And then very shockingly, surprisingly, within a month of that happening and starting to implement her changes, I was told I needed cervical fusion, which was completely unexpected. We weren't planning on it or anything. So the cervical fusion made me stop everything. I stopped my business. I had to be in a neck brace for 6 weeks. I had to have a long time of healing. And during that time, I reached back out to the Feng Shui master who came to my house and asked if she would take me on as a student and teach me. And she said yes. And for the next year and a half, that's what I did. I studied full time to become a certified Feng Shui consultant. And that's how it happened. And now I can't imagine my life without it.
It's the second time I'm hearing this story, and I just got goosebumps again and wetty eyes, because it's such an amazing story for awakening the power within yourself. So how can people integrate Feng Shui in their lives? Is there a way for people to just go with it, or should they hire a consultant every time they do it, or can they watch you or see you?
I think a little bit of all of the above is good. I certainly started by hiring somebody, so I dived right into it because I didn't want to play around with energy when I did not know much about it. But I think that there's so much information out there now. I certainly have a ton of videos and stuff on my Instagram and Facebook pages and on my website. So people can certainly get information and start to see how it works for them. And then if they feel that it's not doing enough for them, then they can place the call and come to a consultant. But there's certainly a lot of resources to start playing with the energy at home yourself. you always have to set intentions and make sure that you are asking for the work that you are doing, because you are going to change the energy of your space, be in everyone's highest and greatest good who lives in that space. You know, you do not want to do it when you're in a bad headspace. You want to clear yourself, you want to be grounded, and then you want to implement changes. But there's certainly easy things you can do. That's one of my go-tos, fresh flowers, all the time. I don't care. $5 at the grocery store. Pretty much anyone can make that happen. Fresh flowers are a great way. There's certainly little things you can do to enhance the energy and the chi in your home without going full deep if you're not ready to do that, or can't do that, or can't hire a consultant at the moment. Fresh flowers, make sure things are decluttered and clean. That's very important. Nothing under your beds, because you want energy to circulate, you know? Oh, that's fine. My dogs were in here just a minute ago. It is what it is these days. I don't mind it all. I love it. It's animal energy. I think it's great. Animals bring great energy into space, actually. Yeah, they really, really do. They do. They're fantastic energy. As long as, you know, you keep litter boxes clean and the house is not a mess because of them, they are wonderful chi enhancers in your home. So bring it on. Bring on the pets.
So one of the things I wanted to ask you is, this Feng Shui feels really like healing the place and healing the people inside that place. Can you, do you feel the same? Because whenever you go into people's places and help them, it's actually delivering like a healing to them.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that is why I'm saying, if you're going to play with it yourself, make sure that you are coming from a good space, because you are doing real work. You know, you may not be able to see it, but you will feel it. And I've had so many clients who, it started when they would come into my home. When I started playing with this and doing this, I'd have them come to my house first to see how and then everybody would walk in and say the same thing. Oh, it's beautiful. I already know that. I can do that well. But what really made a difference to me is they would say, it feels amazing in here. Like, I just want to be in here. And I'm like, bingo, that's our goal for your home. You want to create a haven, and what's closest to you affects you the most, right? So you need the areas around you to be supportive, especially right now that everybody's dealing with anxiety. I mean, the pandemic, there's so much unknown, which causes fear, you know? So you want your space to be energetically supportive, which becomes healing.
Of course. So decluttering and flowers, I got that from you. And I see all these beautiful pictures you have behind you. They are there with a reason, I'm sure.
So I'm actually, in all full disclosure, the home that we have here was our second home for many years, but now it's our primary residence. But we are in the middle of transitioning and getting a home office put in. So I'm actually in my bedroom. My bed's over there. And so this is the wall behind me in my bedroom. And I can actually show you something kind of fun. If you can see, they're facing each other. See the two, they're little birds, and they are facing their quail, because we have a lot of quail on the property. And they're facing each other because it's our bedroom. It's the couple looking at each other. So that's a great tip for the bedroom. Matching nightstands, matching lamps, artwork that represents togetherness. You know, they're not facing the other way, they're looking at each other. A beautiful desert rose, lots of crystals. So if you can have crystal specimens, you know, that's always good energy enhancers. What are some other simple things? Really, if you can declutter and get rid of the mess, that goes a long way. That goes a really, really long way. That's always a huge part of my conversations with my clients, because people are attached to things and not always for the right reason, you know, and it may not fit their, I lived this myself. When my parents passed away, I inherited a lot of their things, and they didn't work with my house, but I couldn't give them away because they belonged to my parents. And my actual teacher helped me finally see, after about 4 years of having this stuff in my house, she's like, your parents wouldn't want you walking around thinking, I hate this, I hate this, I hate this. I'm kicking it out of guilt. And when I gave them away, the feeling of lightness and brightness and the energy, the shift in energy of the space was incredible. So decluttering always does play a really good part. Live plants are always wonderful chi enhancers too. Lots of live plants, except for your bedroom. Keep them calm in your bedroom because then you won't sleep. They're a lot of energy. So some good ones.
Well, at one point I read about water, and if you have like small fountains around your house inside in several corners, is that appropriate or okay?
Yes and no. It all depends on where you put them. I prefer my fountains outside personally. I don't have indoor water features. That's not to say you can't. I just haven't put them in, and I don't really put them in anyone's house. But there are certain places in your home where it's more auspicious to put a water feature. So one of those areas is your wealth corner, which if you're looking at your house, and I did not think to bring a Bagua map, but there is one on my Instagram. If people scroll through, they'll see a Bagua map. And if you just type in Bagua map on, you'll see it in 2 seconds. So the wealth area is the back left-hand corner of your home. So if you have a water feature with clean running water, you don't want anything stagnant, you don't want a bird bath that's got dirty water. As long as you keep it fresh and clean, that is auspicious for attracting prosperity and attracting wealth to your space. I also like to have one, and I have one here at my home in Sedona, in the front. If I'm looking at my front door, then it's I have to turn around to do that. You can either do it in your skills and knowledge or in your travel and helpful people, which are in either side of your front door. Those are 2 places where also attracts money, attracts wealth, attracts good energy into your home. Again, you want running water. If you have a bird feeder, you need to keep it clean all the time. But yeah, those are some great places to have fountains or any kind of water feature.
Thank you, Alejandra, very much for your time and for being here and for your advices. And I cannot wait to have you again on my series.
Thank you. Much appreciated. Have a great rest of the week.
Thank you so much.